Hi there, crafty peeps. Enis here from Papercrafting with Enis, and I'm on today with my very first design team member project for Creating with JOVI. So if you'll remember, in June, I had an announcement video where I did announce that I am now a member of her design team. Yay, hippy skippy, I'm very excited about that. And as a part of her design team, I get to choose one of her digital collections each month for July, August, September, October, November, and January, February, March, April, and May in order to craft for her and feature her gorgeous papers. So the collection that I am using today is this Mouse Travel. It's super cute. If you want to see the full view of all of the pages here, you can go back and watch that video where I showed it. I will link that down below, as well as all of JOVI's social media, her Etsy shop, her YouTube, and all of the design team and guest design team members. They'll all be listed below. So be sure to check out the projects that they do throughout the month as well. And before I get into my project, I want to remind everybody that in that announcement video, I also said that I was going to be giving away at least one of my projects that I do for JOVI every month that I'm creating. So if I produce one video project, that will be the prize video. If I produce two, it could be one of those two videos. You don't know which one. If I do three, it's the same deal. You don't know which one. So I would encourage everyone to watch all the videos throughout the month. Be sure to like and leave me a comment. And the first week of the following month, so this project I'm going to show you today, will be given away to one lucky winner the first week of August. Okay, so the rules are going to be you need to be 18 years or older, a public subscriber to my channel, have a U.S. mailing address. This is not sponsored by JOVI, her Etsy shop, her YouTube channel, YouTube, or anyone else. These are projects that I created with the products that are supplied to me by JOVI. If there are any other rules, they will be down in the description box below. And like I said, I hope everybody watches all the videos, leaves me a comment so that you can get entered, and be sure you're a public subscriber. So all that out of the way, let me move this aside. So the project that I created, I used this die set from KSCRAFT, and I think this is called the book box die or the book drawer die. So you can create a book that has a drawer that pulls out, or you can alter it to create a box. And I did use all of the pieces from this set, including the flower dies and the greenery pieces and the shadow word memories. So that is an awesome die. I've used this a couple times now and I absolutely love it. And here is my project. And oh my goodness, I think this is so cute. Okay, lots of inking. I did use the Tim Holtz Distress ink in tea dye, pretty much on all of the papers. There might be a couple of pieces that don't have it on there, but most of them have it. And I did create this into a book box. It does not have a drawer on the front, so the top opens up as a book. But before we get inside, I just wanted to give you a peek here. I have a tassel that I created with some crinkled seam binding from my scrap cabin on Etsy, as well as some ribbon from my stash. I also have a little dangle with a couple of charms there, also from my stash. The front of it here, you can see I am using that word die with the shadow in black. I popped it up on some foam. I did fussy cut out one of the images from the paper collection and popped it up on some black foam tape from the Happy Crafter shop. I've fussy cut out these tickets here, which are part of the collection. Popped that up on the foam tape. I've got a little bit of gold thread here, and there's some more tucked back here. You can see I'm using those greenery dies, and I used foil cardstock to cut out these leaves. And I'm going to give you a close-up of the flowers here. These are the flowers from that die set, and I actually used tea-dyed paper to create these. So they're very delicate, very pretty. And then you can see I've got some little blings here, here, and here. And I'm just going to show you the box going all the way around. Now, the box was created using the 8.5 by 11 inch printouts of the designs. But what's inside was created using a smaller downscaled version. So this is the box. It opens up like that, and isn't that adorable? So cute. And then, now I had a little piece of paper here. Here we go. So inside the box, you can see I did a little pocket here, and these are pieces from the 8.5 by 11 inch printout. And then inside, I have tucked in a bundle of 4 little travel journals, or if you want to call them like little passports. So cute. We're going to look at those in a second. But you can see on the inside, I did line it with this really pretty vintage suitcase paper. And this is from the 8.5 by 11 inch printout. So that is the box. And here are the little journals. So, so cute. I have tied them closed with some twine from my stash, added some black and crackled beads on the ends of the twine. So let me open that up and take this off. And we're going to look at these one at a time. Okay, so the first one I've got here, I have done a lot of stamping throughout these books. I have popped some things up. Everything is inked with that tea-dyed ink from Tim Holtz Distress Ink. And look at this cute little book. These little books are, oops, let's see here. They are 5.5 by 3.5, and they fit perfectly into the box. So this is the first page, and I did pop up a piece of the ephemera that I fussy cut out, and that's on that black foam tape from the Happy Crafter Shop. I did stamp the little bee there, and here is the back. Oh, and by the way, I want to tell you how I printed the smaller versions, okay? So here's the 8.5 by 11 of this image right here. And here is the smaller version. So what I did was, when I went to print this, instead of doing it in full size, I actually printed 2 pages. So I've got this one, and then I had another page of a different design here. So both pages print at the same time, and then I just used my paper trimmer and cut around, and that's how I got these cute little mini versions of the design paper. Okay, so like I said, I did do a lot of stamping, so you're going to see throughout in black or tea-dyed ink some stamped images. I do have some of this beautiful tea-dyed paper that I tea-dyed quite a long time ago. I've had it in my stash. And I did want to give a shout out to Lisa from Lisa at UCY I'm a Diva. She did loan me this gorgeous embossing folder, and when I had it, I embossed a ton of this tea-dyed paper as well as some other papers. And I knew that I was going to be using them for these little journals, so it was perfect timing for her to loan that to me. So that's really cute. And here's another image, and it is a flip out page. And then here's another flip out. And these here, this one here is just a fussy cut image. This is actually a tuck spot. This is a little tuck spot, so you can add something in there. Here's some more of the inking that I did. And here's one of the gorgeous images. Here is, I also used vellum throughout, and some of them I created pockets. This one you can see I did stamp on it. And here is one of the pockets, and I just used my sewing machine with some gold and black thread, and I just stitched down the side. I've got some little ephemera pieces that I'm tucking in there, and a little tag. These are all from the paper collection. More of the tea-dyed paper, and I think this is great for journaling on here. If you want to do it that way, you can do whatever you want, actually. And then here is another page where I stamped, and then this piece here is just glued down. Here's the center, and you can see I have just a couple of little charms I added to the twine, and I am using that 3-hole binding method there. Super easy. Stamped the little bee. Here's some more of the tea-dyed paper. Here's another vellum pocket that I stitched, and I actually like to leave the strings, and whoever I gift this to, or if somebody wins it, they're more than welcome to cut them off if they want, but I kind of like that strings hanging off there, so I left the strings. But anyway, here's some more of the fussy cut images, and I stamped that little image on there. Here's another one of the images. Here's a little tuck spot with a couple tags stuck in there. And then here's some more tea-dyed paper, and I did stamp on there. And this image is all glued down, and if someone wants to, they can actually add their own pocket there. So yeah, they can do whatever they want to with that page. So that's the little journal one. And then I have this one here, also super cute. This one, I did not pop up the little mouse lady. I just glued it down, and that was because there's some pieces that are very thin, and I was worried they would get torn off if I popped it up. So I did just glue that image down. And here's some more inking I did, stamping. And there's the image on the back. Inside, I made a waterfall here with some of the design paper. And the recipient can either add a photo here or they can add the photos on the back, or do both if they want. Now, the reason this looks so grungy is this was actually white cardstock, and I just used the tea dye ink and just inked on there to kind of blend it together with the cream colored paper. And then here's another little pocket with a tag in it, and this is actually one of the ephemera pieces from the collection. And then here I've stamped a little stamp on there, and here's another vellum pocket. This one has a tag in it. More of the paper. And then here is a upside down or a top tuck spot, and this is one of the ephemera pieces from the big printout collection. I'm just going to put that there. One of the images, and then I love this. I love how this dyed so dark, and then I stamped on there that gorgeous dragonfly. Here's another page I stamped. There's the center image, and here are the beads and some charms that I added. Another little tuck spot, and this is actually a cutout from the collection as well as these. I stamped Treasure the Memories. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I think this is a great place to do lists, things that you did on a particular trip, what you did each day, or just some regular journaling. Here's another image, and then this is a side pocket, nice and big. More of the tea-dyed paper. Here's another one of the vellum pockets with some ephemera in it, and this is stamped on, and I believe this is a stamp from KSCRAFT. And then here I've got another little pocket, and this is one of the images from the 8.5 by 11 inch. I cut that out and just glued it as a background piece. Okay. And then here's your little passport, which I think is so cute. I did ink this on here as well as that. This is popped up on that black foam tape from the Happy Crafter. Here's the back with the little airplane. Once again, we've got a little pocket here with some ephemera stuck in. The tea-dyed paper. This is a flip-out page, and I did stamp Enjoy Life and the beautiful hummingbird. Another image from the collection, and another vellum pocket, and this one I used a fancy stitch there with the gold and black thread, and I've tucked in some tickets and envelopes. Here is another piece of the tea-dyed paper. Another stamp. This is the center image. And I believe this is a little tuck spot. Yeah, little tuck spot there. This is an image from the cut-aparts. More of the tea-dyed paper. Another pocket here. These two tags, I did add some twine to them. And the image with the hot air balloon. This is a great place for a picture. More ink stamping. And this is actually a flip-up page here. So that is number 3. And the last one is this one here, which I think is super cute too. I have popped up this little piece of ephemera on some black foam tape, stamped that little ticket there. Here's the back. And on the inside, we have another corner pocket, paper from the 8.5 by 11 inch, and some tags from the smaller printout versions. We've got another pocket here with a little letter tucked in. I stamped travel on there. We've got Enjoy the Little Things and the Little Bee. One of the cute little images. And here's some more tea-dyed paper. I did stamp on there. Here's another flip-out page. This is just a fussy cut image that's glued down, as well as this. And then this again says Treasure the Memories. And let's see. Here's the center image. Great spaces for some pictures or journaling. Stamp the butterfly, and here's another tuck spot made with some ephemera, and then I've tucked some ephemera in there. And this is on one of the tea-dyed pages. And here's a cute image, and I just stamped the bee. This is one of my stamps as well. Here's another vellum envelope with a couple pieces of ephemera. And the last page just has the dragonfly on it, and there is the back. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this super cute project for Creating with Jovi. I had a lot of fun putting this together. So cute. I love the paper. I love the vintage look of it all. I think it turned out really, really well. I want to thank everybody for sticking around watching this video. So anyway, don't forget this could be a prize-winning video, so be sure to hit the like button and leave me a comment. Don't forget you have to be a visible subscriber, 18 years or older, U.S. mailing address, and all the other good YouTube rules and regulations. It'll all be in the description box below, as well as a link to this paper collection, as well as Jovi's information and links, and all of the design team members' links as well. So thank you again, everybody. I'm so happy that you joined me today for this really, really cute project, and I will catch you all in the next crafty video. See you later, crafty peeps. Bye.